How's it going, everybody? My name is Carson Reed, and I do have a few updates to the shader, most notably a fabric override. So this is applicable if you have any of the guns, ships, or sparrows. The way that the shader works really quickly is it takes the same information that the base player gear shader does and just reformats it. So if there's a piece of mesh on the weapon, ship, or sparrow, or ghost, sometimes it might be sent to the same cloth slot, just as a unique way of, shading it, right? So over here, if you want to get rid of that, it is now a quick little click, fabric override. So you can click this and it will override the whole fabric shader and just go based off of the main BSDF conversion tool inside. So with it enabled, you can see that the Oren-Nair effect is very, very present. As I'm going, you see that the glancing angle has it very soft, following that Oren-Nair pattern, versus glancing angles, you can't really tell all that much. Turning it off makes it go back to a Lambertian approach. It still looks blown out and rough because the roughness is set high, but you can turn off the independent controls and go like that if you want. You also have ability to adjust power and roughness. You can have all your independent controllers. Those are still applicable, but in my case I wanted it to look like this. So you can go through and customize each little individual piece. All of the textures are still there. You still have the super high quality reflections and the material masking and all that good stuff. So it does still work as intended. There was another small change, and this one is mostly for the player gear shader, so keep this in mind. When you're looking at the final outputs and you control click and see, alright, there's our AO, here's our metalness, roughness, transparency, emission, specular, okay. So here's an interesting thing. I had to reroute the specular because this is what it looked like before. It's doing like a weird iridescence thing. So inside of your player gear shader, it'll look like this, and it might be confusing as all hell, but that's okay. We'll make it super quick and easy to understand. In the center, there will be this little box, or you can hit Control F and search for principled BSDF. What you'll do is open this, if it wasn't opened already, and you'll open up the specular tab, and you'll see that there's a little IOR level node. Take this and just drag it all the way across and replace the specular node with this one, and that'll fix some of the issues that some people have been having, because I don't know why. I've already messaged a few people trying to figure out how we can get that fixed, taking a look at. So hopefully we'll get an update soon, but in the meantime, that is the solution for it. And yeah, it works pretty well. Everything is still totally fine. You have full creative control. You can apply it very quickly to, leg pieces and stuff like that. And this is an ancient set. This is from like year 1 of Destiny. This is the Exodus Down set. So newer armor sets that have come out post Shadowkeep will be far better, far easier to work with, and far more accurate in terms of like die slot information and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind as you're going along. If you're pulling from a super old version of Destiny back before they had the current processes that this shader is based off of, you might run into some issues. If you do have that happen, shoot me an email. Some people are reaching out via LinkedIn. Thank you for that. But yeah, LinkedIn, Discord, Twitter, just tag me and I'll do my best to help you get that all sorted. And then really quickly, we'll go over how to set up the NPCs. Okay, so here we have Saint 14 setup. Same setup as normal, just the D2 NPC material stuff. The stuff in front, like this, is no longer applicable because the shader will handle it now. This is an older setup that I have, but basically same exact situation: bait color, metalness, roughness, specular, transparency, and emission. And then you'll see that there's a new node that I've created. And this one is super easy. Basically, the input that goes right before this normal map, I'm just taking this, making a reroute, and then just dragging that selection out. And if you just plop it into one of these new nodes down here at the bottom, this is where it'll generate a new output node, and you take that output and you put that into the normal map. Obviously it doesn't have a G-stack or a die map in the same way that the other stuff does, but I just throw the MRC texture through the G-stack and it seems to work okay. It might be a little off on some characters, but just take the MRC color and throw that through the G-stack color, and it works pretty alright. You can see that we still have all of our crazy details. You have all of the bump maps, all the metallic stuff, and if I show you the before on it, you can see it still looks okay. If I got rid of the texture amper, which again has already been embedded into the main BSDF, so you shouldn't have to worry about this at all. Looks pretty solid. You do still have all of the independent controls, although they might be like slightly swapped up. So this is a trial and error. You can adjust all your roughness settings and suit power. So this character is mostly metallics. Like his whole setup is metallic. And again, this is just because this is like the way that this character was set up. So if I wanted to go into here, I can adjust some of these other parameters and stuff like that. But again, this character is mostly just metallic based off of the UV0 and the color layer name and some of the slots and stuff. If you want to go in and like hand paint them, you're more than welcome to. That will require some advanced Blender knowledge. You gotta understand vertex painting, which there is a Google Doc that kind of explains it. So if you want to deep dive into that, you are more than welcome to. But you can see it all still works. Looks pretty solid. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the same exact process. You just have to go into the NPC shader and then just grab this normal map. And then in here, you'll want to make sure that flip normals is enabled because we're grabbing it kind of at a weird spot in the shader system. But this flip green channel will allow you to utilize this. This flip green channel is also useful for D1 shading, and if you are a D1 ripper and you like the armor set a lot more, you can still use that. You can just hit the little flip green channel and you are good to go. All of the shading custom stuff still works. You can still do micro roughness and have that going for you if you'd like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions, concerns, or feedback, things that you say, hey, you could improve right here, do this, just feel free to shoot me a message, again, on Instagram, via email, LinkedIn, whatever. Drop a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Peace!